Hi friends. So we keep hearing that in this country there is always a priority and focus and attention on cricket, and rest of the sports suffer because of this. It's not exactly correct. The right thing is that in this country a lot of priority, focus and attention is on men's cricket. That is the actual accurate way to put it. It's just not cricket, it's men's cricket. And I'll tell you why. Yesterday, two teams were announced. A men's squad for the Asia Cup. It's just a continental championship, which has been also under cloud because of the lack of competition and lack of talent now because of the decline of Pakistan and Sri Lanka and Bangladesh and all sorts of things, and also because of the controversy surrounding India's participation and playing Pakistan in the league stage. And yet the attention of the whole nation, right from media to social media to broadcasters to sports channels to common public, was on this main squad that was announced yesterday. And it also exposed the double standard and the hypocrisy of the nation, because till last week there was so much outrage and patriotism about India should not play Asia Cup, India should not go, India should not play Pakistan, and yet the whole country's attention was glued to the announcement of Indian men's squad for the Asia Cup. And barely an hour later, Indian women's squad for the forthcoming ODI World Cup, which India is going to host. And there is so much expectation, so much buzz, so much attention and curiosity and interest, because this may be the breakout year for India. This is maybe the year finally India is going to win a championship or a trophy, and that will open the floodgates that everybody knows. And yet such a important announcement about India's women's squad for the ODI World Cup starting barely 6 weeks from now, and there was hardly any attention, hardly any buzz, hardly any discussion, hardly any interest, not only among the broadcasters or the sports channels or the YouTubers or the social media or even the mainstream media, but even among the fans. And I waited for some kind of a reaction and response. Finally, I had to sit back and go into the squad and try to find out the composition and see what is good, what is not so good, what is the merit in the kind of the team selection, and then I thought I would put it across on my YouTube channel. So it has been a pretty interesting squad that has been announced. It has all the usual suspects, the big ladies, the big players, and the players who are the proven warriors, proven performers. They have all found their place in this ODI squad or in this World Cup squad. There is this Harmanpreet Kaur, who is the captain, then Smriti Mandhana, the vice captain, and then there are those usual stars like Richa Ghosh, Harleen Deol, Dipti Sharma, and then Jemima Rodriguez, Radha Yadav. They are all there. So that way it is a fairly experienced and settled ODI squad and a World Cup squad, which has enough quality as well as experience to come good on the big crunch matches and hopefully will deliver. But it also has a fair distribution of absolutely newcomers or young potential talent who can, if they click, be a great asset in the World Cup, and also they have the potential to serve Indian women's international cricket for a long time if they continue to show the promise they have already shown and really build on that promise and get into the next level of their performance. But there is only one catch there. Somehow we see the same kind of attitude and the stamp of WPL experience that has been put into this team that we used to find in the men's team, where the IPL used to be a deciding factor or influencing factor for a long time. It is still there, but at least there are some signs of improvement there. But unfortunately, in the women's side, in the absence of real credible competitions where you can actually find out real talent, it is becoming more and more a criteria that WPL becomes the criteria to select the squad. Not a great sign if it continues in the future, because WPL is still again a domestic franchise league for T20 cricket, and this cannot become the breeding ground or the qualifying ground, or the should not provide the criteria for you to pick up players for ODI and also for test matches. We should be very clear that you should compare apple with apple and take the criteria of WPL, if at all you are going to take, then at least for the T20 cricket. Now the best example of it is in terms of players like Kranti Gaur and Sri Charani. Now both the players have played around maybe 4 and 8 ODIs throughout so far, but yet they have been picked up for such an important event like the ODI World Cup, that too when India is hosting, predominantly because of their fantastic performances in the WPL. Yes, Sri Charani went on to really set the platform on fire by performing brilliantly for India against England in the T20 series predominantly, where she won even the man of the series award. But yet it was a T20 series, even though in the ODI also she did fairly well and picked up crucial wickets. But then the basic criteria of selecting him, or the real fundamental principle that has been followed for selecting him for Indian team also for whatever matches he has played now, has been WPL. Same with Kranti Gaur. She has been a real revelation. She has been pretty brilliant with his seam bowling and trying to create trouble for the batters with his high pace of around 110 to 120 kilometers per hour. And that's how she was picked up, especially considering Pooja Vastrakar is not going to be fit for the World Cup, and so Indian team, she got a chance, and now she has been also picked up for the ODI World Cup. And the third such selection has been Amanjot Kaur. Yes, Amanjot Kaur has been a brilliant performer in the WPL, and based on that she has been picked up because she brings in great all-round performance and skill set, and India desperately needs a really good all-rounder and also somebody to help them to give the punching or the knockout punch in the later stages of an innings, and also with his bowling. And she has also shown great promise so far, and she has been picked up, but she has been picked up again predominantly on her WPL performance. And then there is this doubt over Renuka Singh, because she has been already out of the Indian squad for a long time because of injury and health issues, and she is making her way back in. And Indian team and the management have shown great confidence in her because she is a proven match winner, and she is now India's #1 seam bowler. And if she is fit, she can really turn the tables on any opponent team and really put them under pressure. So even though she will be a little vulnerable coming back after a long injury layoff and has not played much, but the selectors have reposed their faith in her and have put her in the team. And hopefully with the number of games we have before the World Cup starts, she will get into full rhythm and attain her peak form and will deliver the knockout punch in the World Cup. Same applies to Arundhati Reddy, because Arundhati Reddy has been also brilliant in the WPL, and based on that, with limited exposure, the selectors have picked her and have taken a gamble with her. And she is also suffering a back spasm and has had trouble with her back in the recent past. And yet the selectors have given her a chance to be in the team because they find an X factor in her, and they believe that if she can recover well with proper rest, she can be an asset. So again, one more player who has been selected with a lot of promise, but based on WPL performance. Now we are coming to the last part of this team selection, which is a little controversial, or at least some people will consider controversial, because there is no room for Shafali Verma. The girl who was considered a real teenage sensation, a superstar for the future, has somehow gone off the track in the last 1 year, at least in the ODI cricket, and has lost her mojo and has lost her form to a great extent, and she has not played a single ODI in 2025, and she has been struggling with her form and with her consistency, even though she brings an X factor in terms of her dashing ability to go for strokes in the power play and really give a thundering start to Indian team. But the lack of consistency and poor form has finally forced the selectors to uh, give her a drop, and instead they have chosen more consistent and more solid batters in Pratika Rahul, and as a backup to Pratika they have also picked up somebody like Yastika Bhatia. Now the reason for again taking Yastika Bhatia as a backup and still not considering Shafali Verma shows as much about Shafali's lack of form or drop in performance as it shows about the versatility of Yastika, because Yastika is also a wicket keeper, so she brings a two-dimensional asset. She is a two-dimensional asset and she brings more to the plate. So because of that, the management have preferred her, because then she gives a backup wicket keeping option and she can be a real asset. So that's how the team has been composed, and Shafali has lost out. Most of the people who are her fans would be really disappointed. She herself would be disappointed because she had performed pretty well in the T20 series recently in the internationals. But again, in the India A tour to Australia, she struggled in the ODIs and also to some extent in the T20s. So her time will again come. She will once again, I'm sure, pick up her form and will attain her peak form, and she will be back in the team. But unfortunately, not in the World Cup, that too in the World Cup which India is going to host. She will be terribly disappointed, but hopefully it will strengthen her resolve and make her a better player when she comes back. So that's how the Indian squad has been picked up. It is a great combination of experience and skill set, and at the same time some really young, inexperienced but very talented resources. So hopefully this combination of youth, experience, composure, calmness and exhilarance or exuberance is going to deliver the result for India, and India can go all the way and win their first ever ICC trophy. So let's wait for it. It's a matter of just around 40 days when the first game will kickstart, and hopefully the media, the country and the fans would give the game, the tournaments and the World Cup and Indian women's team the same love as they have been giving to the men's team. Thank you.